What's up, everybody? This is Dave from Freedom Weapons, everybody's favorite fanny pack operator. And with me right now, I'm hanging out at Holosun with Josh, and he's gonna talk to us about some of the really awesome things we have going on today.
Yeah, man, we have an incredible amount of stuff coming out for 2023. I think obviously the big talk right now has been the thermals, the night vision stuff. Then we'll work with those a little bit later in the video. Let's start with some of the other new stuff that we have coming out. People know and love our SCS series. We had them for the Glocks. We released them recently for the Smith & Wesson. Now we're kind of just opening that lineup and coming out with more options. So we have them for the VP9. We also have them for the Walther PDP. That was a big request.
Yeah,
I love the Walther one because the slide serration matched so perfectly. Like when you see it on the demo gun out there for the B-roll side of stuff, man, it looks so good.
Are you serious?
It perfectly matches the
It
slide.
matches up.
Yep, so it has that very factory look instead of it kind of just being always like an afterthought with plates and kind of stack this stuff. And so the whole goal for the SCS series is to try to remove the plates, get the optics direct mount to the slides, because we know you guys want to still be able to use those stock iron sights. And anytime you're stacking stuff up, you kind of have to start switching stuff out to suppressor heights. And yeah, I think we're just kind of getting to that point where it's maybe a little getting frustrating to swap out iron sights all the time. So
for sure,
the SCS series is definitely meant to help that. One of the other things for the SCS series that we hear a lot of comments and questions about is, hey, we love these, but we really want to have an enclosed version. And a lot of times the issue with that is the screw placement. The screws are too far forward in the slide. There's not enough space to get that window. But thankfully, with the Delta Point Pro pattern, we now have the SCS 320. That's going to be an enclosed option for those P320 full sizes, those staccatos, anything that uses the Delta Point Pro pattern. Now you have an SCS option that's going to be able to mount directly to that, and you can have enclosed as well too. So I'm just trying to combine the best of all worlds, so to speak, on this one. So really excited for this one. I personally have been running this on my SIG, and man, it's awesome. I really like it a lot. So,
dude, you mentioned this slide serrations. That's one of my biggest hurdles when I'm shopping for one of these is it's not gonna match. I'm a nerd when it comes to that, so I am super excited to see that.
Yeah, definitely. We know that the aesthetics for these guns, I mean, they spend so many time in the factory making these guns look beautiful, and we're kind of just slapping stuff on as an aftermarket thought. So now we're designing them specifically for those guns to really just complete the overall look of them. So, and then moving a little bit further forward for our pistol series, this is one that we've had requested for, I can't even tell you how many years, man. People have been asking for a large competition window sight from us. And finally, we listened, we got you guys. So we have the 507 competition. And the cool thing about this one is you have a gigantic window, but we've also done some updates and included a new reticle system inside of it called the competition reticle system, CRS for short. And the basics of it are you have a 2 MOA dot, an 8 MOA ring, a 20 MOA ring, and a 32 MOA ring. Wow. So this gives the competition shooter a lot of options for the different stages you guys might have. Maybe it's a steel stage where you have poppers at 25, and you got to use that 2 MOA to have a little more fine precision, but the next stage is super fast and you got to go as quick as possible. Now you can throw it in the 20 MOA, use the 8 MOA dot, whatever works best for you. You have options now in between the stages to individually adjust it. So just giving you guys exactly what people have been asking for and trying to listen to the competition community and just come out with some really cool new stuff to help them, because man, these big windows, I think once people get a hold of these, they're going to love them.
So what I'm hearing here is that you managed to find out a way to stuff 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag.
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, the engineers are always working magic. And speaking of working magic, we now have our next lineup here for the rifles. This is going to be our solar charging rifle sight, which uses the same technology as our SCS series, but now in a rifle sight system. And so this one basically doesn't have a battery. That solar panel is keeping it topped up. You're going to get 20,000 hours of battery life from the multi-reticle system. If you just use a 2 MOA dot, probably going to extend that out a little bit more. But the cool thing about it is it features a 509T footprint. So if you already have a rifle that's set up with an offset, or you have something in a 12 o'clock position, this is going to be kind of a great one and done solution to that. So we put it on there. You don't have to worry about changing the battery anymore. It's just as simple. It is what it is. And we're really excited about it because it also comes with a mount, a 163 as you see it here. And it's going to be great for PCCs. Just so many of those options. And the price range on these is really awesome. We're looking at $250 in the low end, scaling up to maybe $370. So
for this?
Just really packing in a lot of features for the price point. Yeah, we're trying to really shrink it down.
For this one right here?
Yeah, so this is, I believe, the MRS version of this. So this has that multi-reticle.
Yeah.
That one's going to come in at around $350 somewhere in there. But we have just a standalone 2 MOA dots, and that really cuts down on the price. So we're just going to come in at that too, $250 and $280. So.
Wow. So one of the issues I've seen in the past, and not necessarily with Holosun, but just in general, is the little tiny solar panels just don't really cut it. Is there something that you guys do different than everybody else that makes them so good?
So really, it actually comes down to more of the LED emitters themselves. A lot of times the LED emitters can be pretty power hungry on some of these other offerings, and with ours are just incredibly energy efficient. The green is mainly what we've been using for the SCS series before, and we're able to stuff a small battery inside of these and still get 20,000 hours of battery life. And I try to explain it to people like it's more like a gas tank, where anytime that solar panel is getting energy on it, it's topping up your 20,000 hours. So you need to go hunt vampires in a cave for 2 years before you really have to start worrying about this thing dying on you or any considerations with that. And if you do have a problem with it, just get it into some sunlight for a little while and it's going to easily recharge it back up for you.
Well, that's good, because I do spend some time fighting vampires, man. So I see these thermals here, and these are kind of a new thing to hit the scene as far as these smaller ones. I want to know more about these.
Yeah, definitely. So just to kind of work through the progression of them, the first one that we started with was our night vision system. And so the basics way to explain this to people is it's a red dot sight on the bottom. You have traditional glass, the cap's flipped down, you can see right through it, just like our big Ames unit. It's a nice square window. And it has a very traditional red dot sight. You have 4 night vision settings on the low end, 8 on the high end, and everything that you know and love from our red dot sights. Now what we're doing is we're smacking a camera on top of this and combining those things together. And so the cool thing is you can use this from sun up to sundown, and then as soon as you're like, okay, I want to start looking at the night vision side of things, you simply just click the button once. This is going to turn on the camera, and now with the flip caps open, I have an overlay system, so I can see through it, but I still have an overlay of night vision to help me see what I'm doing. If you want full contrast, you simply close the doors, and now you're going to get the most reflection back from the sensor to really be able to see what you're doing. The other cool thing too is that we've also included an IR illuminator inside of this, so if you're in a very dark environment or you're trying to see something, you can just click that on. It's going to give you a nice flood to help you see what's going on in front of you. So these things are packed full of incredible features. It's got its own crosshair system, so you can have a crosshair on the camera that you can zero independently of the red dot sight itself. It does recording of videos and pictures. It's USB rechargeable. It just has so many bells and whistles. And so this one right here is kind of the entry level, and you're looking at a price point of this one about $1,000, give or take. Moving up from there, I should put them this way. We have our kind of our mid-range. This is going to be the thermal, smaller one, and we have the thermal pro, which obviously you can see much bigger sensor on this one. So,
huge.
and the cool thing about the thermal system is, obviously the ability to have different modes with the thermals, what a lot of people are looking for. This one has white hot, black hot, fusion mode. It's got an edge detection mode, so it'll just outline people kind of similar to the Ecotty system. And it's just a really, really innovative sight. I can't wait to get more time to spend with this because, we're hoping to release this around Q4. It's going to take us a little more time to iron out some of these bells and whistles, but, we have some more T&E stuff that we want to do with them as we go through with it. But in its current iteration right now, man, it is incredible to see how clear the resolution is for these thermal images that we're getting through this. And to be able to still have a red dot system in there with the pass-through on top of the thermal imaging, and it's all in a pretty condensed unit like this, it's a pretty remarkable feat. So I'm really excited for people to get their hands on this.
Man, I'm gonna have to put this one on my Christmas list then, man. And everybody else in El Paso too. You guys heard that. So, man, when can we expect to see some of the other ones come out?
Yeah, so pretty much most of the SCS stuff on the table here, that's going to be right around Q2. We're also looking at Q2 for the competition site. Same thing for the solar charging rifle site. Pretty much just the night vision and the thermals are going to be a little bit later this year. We're hoping to hit that Christmas deadline. You guys might have some awesome presents under the tree this year, but we'll see how things shake out. We have a lot of stuff that we still want to tune, and we're testing different sensors and seeing what we really like. And so hopefully we end up ultimately with a package that's roughly this size, and kind of just getting people's feedback as we go along the way. Because we want to knock it out of the park the first time. We know it's really cool technology, and everyone's very excited about it. So we just want to make sure we do it right.
Oh man, that is awesome. Well, thank you very much, Josh. You've been a huge help, and you showed us a lot of really cool stuff. And you guys heard it. Don't ask Santa for Christmas for any of these. Come hit up Freedom Weapons, and we'll get you set up straight by Q4 for these and around the summertime for these. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe to our channels, and you'll get the lowdown and the update on all the new stuff that we're getting, to include possibly some of this awesome Holosun optics. This is Dave again. You guys stay safe and have a great day.